Ladies and gentlemen, the Edison High School Marching Eagles. The Eagles have won the coin toss, and they have deferred to the second half. Folks to return for the Hawks. Escobar to kick off. Folks on the return, shakes an Eagle tackler.
Brings it up just shy of the
Ball will be placed at the Hawk 39-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Hughes on the carry, driving into the Eagle defensive line. Gain of 8 on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 2 for the Hawks. Ball on their own 48-yard line. Strickland on the tackle for the Eagles. Bunton on the carry. Taken down by number 11, Benoit, for the Eagles. Hazard on the carry. Hazard on the carry, taken down by Grant of the Eagles. Good for a Hawk 1st down. 33-yard gain on that last play. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Desario on the option. Driving into the red zone. The Heinz Red Zone. J.P. Stevens High School is the only high school in America with the Heinz Red Zone. Heinz, the producers of 57 different varieties of condiments, some of which can be had at the Extra Point Club. Gain of 10 on that last play. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Ball on the Eagle 15-yard line. Hughes on the carry, cutting to the outside. Strickland on the tackle for the Eagles. Flag on the play. Holding on the Hawks. Ten-yard penalty on the play. Ball will be placed on the Eagle 25-yard line. Hazard taken down in the backfield by number 54, Long, for the Eagles. Loss of 9 on the play. Second and 29 for the Hawks. Hazard on the carry, brings the ball up to about the 30-yard line. Gain of 4 on that last play. Brings up a 3rd and 25 for the Hawks. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, for an extra juicy turkey this Thanksgiving, make sure to stuff your turkey with oranges and lemons, citrus. That's the key to a successful juicy turkey. This hint brought to you by Butterball. Timeout, Hawks. That is their first. They have 2 remaining in the half. Hazard on the carry, good for a gain of 5 on the play. Brings up a 4th and long for the Hawks. Ball on the Eagle 25-yard line. Touchdown, Hawks! Hazard to Bunting. 20 yards on that touchdown. Smoes back to attempt the extra point. Resigliano to hold. And the extra point attempt is good. And so with 6:52 remaining in the first quarter, the score is J.P. Stevens 7, Eagles 0. Niagara to kick off for the Hawks.
Kai to return to the Eagles.
Escobar on the return for the Eagles. Good for a return of 25 yards. First and 10 for the Eagles. Ball placed on their own 26-yard line. Gilliam on the carry for the Eagles. Casario and Hazard on the stop for the Hawks. Gain of 1 on the play brings up a 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Ball on their own 27-yard line. Escobar's pass incomplete. Escobar's pass, intended for Kai, falls incomplete. Brings up a 4th and long for the Eagles. Ball on their own 27-yard line. Resigliano back to return the punt. And the punt takes a Hawk bounce. Number 53, Mitchell, down the ball for the Eagles. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Ball on their own 36-yard line. Hazard on the keeper. Taken down by number 52, McGuire, for the Eagles. Muse on the carry. Touchdown, Hawks. 64-yard scamper to pay dirt. Smoes to attempt the extra point. Masigliano to hold. And the extra point attempt is good. And so, with 4:46 remaining in the first quarter, the score is Hawks 14, Eagles 0. Kaikai and Escobar back to return for the Eagles. Nigra to kick off for the Hawks. Flag on the play. Hawks to kick off. Kaikai and Escobar to return. Austin on the return. Brings the ball up to the Eagle 43-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Flag on the play. Dead ball, false start on the Eagles. 5-yard penalty on the play brings up a 1st and 15 for the Eagles. First and 15, ball on their own 37-yard line. Marsala on the tackle for the Hawks. The crippler Benoit driving through the Hawk defense. Good for a gain of 15 and an Eagle first down. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Ball on the Hawk 46-yard line. Benoit on the carry. Gain of 1 on the play brings up a 2nd and 9. Flag on the play. Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty. That'll bring up a 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. Escobar to Kai, touchdown Eagles. "36 yards on that touchdown reception. Escobar to attempt the extra point. The extra point attempt is no good. And so with 3:12 remaining in the first quarter, the score is J.P. Stevens 14, Edison High 6. Folks to return for the Hawks. Escobar to kick off for the Eagles. Zaranchev on the return for the Hawks, bringing the ball up to about the 41-yard line. Flag on the play. Penalty on the return team. Penalty of 15 yards. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Ball on their own 17-yard line. Hazard on the carry, brings the ball up to about the 20-yard line. Benoit on the tackle for the Eagles. Good for a gain of 3 on the play, brings up a 2nd and 7 for the Hawks. Hazard on the carry. Paroma on the tackle for the Eagles. Good for a gain of 5 on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 2 for the Hawks. Hazard on the carry. And that effort moves the chains. Good for a Hawk first down. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Ball on their own 30-yard line. Flag on the play. Delay of game on the Hawks. It's a 5-yard penalty. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Hawks. Ball on their own 25-yard line. Bunton on the carry. Benoit on the tackle for the Eagles. Hazard to Bunton, complete. Gain of 9 on the play brings up a 3rd and 6 for the Hawks. Ball on their own 34-yard line. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score, Hawks 14, Eagles 6. Stay tuned for more of this war of attrition between these two Middlesex County powerhouses. Hazard on the carry. Taken down by Long and McGuire for the Eagles. Niagara to punt. Floyd to return. Punt sails out of bounds right at midfield. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Ball on the 50-yard line. flag on the play. Penalty assessed against the return team. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Ball on their own 35-yard line. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, throughout today's game, stop on by the Extra Point Club. The Extra Point Club, the best place for you to find the best hamburgers, hot dogs, chicken and cheese fries, and today's special nachos with cheese. Nothing warms your heart more on a Thanksgiving day than nachos with cheese. The crippler Benoit driving through the Hawk defense. Bodequin on the stop for the Hawks. Gain of 5 on the play brings up a 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. Benoit again on the carry for the Eagles, taken down by DeSerio for the Hawks. Gain of 1 on the play brings up a 3rd and 4 for the Eagles. Ball on their own 41-yard line. Benoit on the carry, driving the ball forward, good for an Eagle 1st down. Martinez on the stop for the Hawks. First and 10 for the Eagles, ball on their own 46-yard line. Escobar to Kai. Kim and Foltz on the coverage for the Hawks. Good for an Eagle 1st down. Driving deep into Hawk territory. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Ball on the Hawk 23-yard line. Benoit on the carry. Martinez on the stop for the Hawks. Gain of 4 on that last play brings up a 2nd and 6 for the Eagles. Benoit on the carry, stopped by a gaggle of Hawks, especially number 82, DeSerio. Third and 6 for the Eagles. Touchdown, Benoit. 19-yard gain on that last play. With 7:36 remaining in the half, the score is Eagles 12, Hawks 14. Escobar back to attempt the extra point. And the extra point attempt is good. And so with 7:36 remaining in the half, the score is Hawks 14, Eagles 13. Special happy birthday to Bob Tariska from the Chain Gang. Keep those chains moving, Bob. Happy birthday. Escobar to kick off, Folks to return. Miller on the return for the Hawks. Mitchell on the stop for the Eagles. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Ball will be placed on their own 38-yard line. Hughes on the carry, flag on the play. Strickland on the stop for the Eagles. They'll be holding on the offense. First and 16 for the Hawks. Hazard's pass intended for Desario falls incomplete, brings up a 2nd and 16 for the Hawks. Davila on the coverage for the Eagles. Hughes on the carry, taken down by number 54, Long for the Eagles. Vega on the coverage for the Eagles. Hazard on the carry. Fourth and long for the Hawks. Floyd Back to receive the punt. Nigro to punt. Nigro's punt takes a Hawk bounce. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Ball will be placed on the Eagle 42-yard line. That last song you heard was Louie Louie by the Kingsmen, performed by the Edison High Eagles. And don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock, halftime, the best band in the land, the J.P. Stevens Marching Band, presenting Once Upon a Time. Flag on the play. False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. That'll be a 1st and 15 for the Eagles. Benoit driving again to the center of the Hawk defense. Zaranchev on the stop for the Hawks. Gain of 11 on that last play brings up a 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. Benoit on the carry, flag on the play. Holding on the Eagles. Brings up a 2nd and 12 for the Eagles. Ball on their own 40-yard line. Escobar's pass attempt incomplete to Kai. Flag on the play. Penalty assessed against the Hawks. First and 10 for the Eagles. Ball on the Hawk 45-yard line. Benoit on the carry. Driving the ball up to the line of scrimmage. Slight gain on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 10. Benoit on the carry, stopped by Mersala and DeSario for the Hawks. Brings up a 3rd and long for the Eagles. Flag on the play. False start on the offense. Brings up a 3rd and 14 for the Eagles. Flag on the play. False start on the offense. Brings up a 3rd and 19 for the Eagles. Ball on their own 46-yard line. Escobar's pass complete to Ally. Martinez on the stop for the Hawks. Sigliano back to receive the punt. Touchback. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Ball on their own 20-yard line. 1:36 remaining in the half. With the score, Hawks 14, Eagles 13. Bunton on the carry, taken down by number 7, Strickland for the Eagles. Gain of 4 on the play brings up a 2nd and 6 for the Hawks. Young on the carry. Gain of 2 on the play. Brings up a 3rd and 3 for the Hawks. Timeout, Eagles, that is their first. They have 2 remaining in the half. Bunton on the carry. First down, Hawks. 1st and 10 for the Hawks, ball on their own 30-yard line. Young on the carry. Taken down by number 45, Barnes, in the backfield by the Eagles. And with that sound, that's the end of the first half with the score, Hawks 14, Eagles 13. Stay tuned for this great game and the conclusion of the 51st annual King of the Limb competition between Edison High and your J.P. Stevens Hawks.
Once upon a time, a maiden named Red would read children's fairy tales before going to bed. One had a witch who flew down from her castle to snuff out all happiness with her poisoned apple. Another had a wolf that wished the girl dead, but could only come out for the color of red. The last of her stories had a terror so mean, all would hide in the woods from the evil horned queen. And as young Red sleeps, or so it would seem, her fairy tales awaken inside of her dream.
Drum majors, where's the band ready? Telling you that once upon a time story, the J.P. Stevens and Mountain House.
The witch, the wolf, and the queen come alive in Red's twisted dream. How will she survive? decided Red's fate, captured by spells from the apple she ate. Deep in her sleep, Red hears the church bells. True love's kiss breaks the darkest of spells.
Breaks even the darkest of spells. True love's kiss.
To make it out of her dream, Red would have to be clever, defeat the evil queen, or be trapped there forever.
Once upon a time.
Gilliam and Kai Kai back to return for the Eagles. Niagara to kick off for the Hawks. Floyd on the return. Roche on the stop for the Hawks. Brings up a 1st and 10 for the Eagles. First and 10, ball on the Eagle 44-yard line. Benoit on the carry. Poco on the stop for the Hawks. Flag on the play. Gilliam's pass intended for number 1, Kai Kai. Pass interference. Benoit runs into a flock of Hawks. Flag on the play. Penalty assessed against the offense. Second and 20 for the Eagles. Ball on the Hawk 40-yard line. Escobar to Kai Kai, complete. Saranchev and Kim on the coverage for the Hawks. First and goal for the Eagles. Benoit on the carry. Brings up a second and goal. Ball on the Hawk 4-yard line. Get behind your defense, Stevens. Grant on the carry. Taken down on the outside corner. Benoit on the carry. Stopped by number 57, Chad Apoku. Brings up a 4th and goal for the Eagles. Timeout. Eagles, that is their first. They have 2 remaining in the game. And the defense holds. It will be a turnover on downs. First and 10 for the Hawks. Ball on the 1-foot line. Hazard on the carry. Forward progress on the play. Gain of 2 brings up a 2nd and 8 for the Hawks. Ball on their own 2-yard line. Hazard again on the carry. Stopped in his tracks by number 54, Long, for the Eagles. Loss of 1 on the play brings up a 3rd and 9 for the Hawks. Young on the carry. Benoit on the tackle. Fourth and long for the Hawks. Niger's punt sails up to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for one of Mr. Ronco's fantasy pickups of the week, brought to you by Tasty Sub. Tasty Sub, for the finest in subs and sandwiches in the Edison area, it's Tasty Sub. More to come after this play. Gilliam on the carry. Taken down by number 2, Kim. 1st and goal for the Eagles. For the first fantasy pickup of the week, Mr. Ronco suggests picking up Tyler Croft. Tyler Croft, the Bengals are playing the Browns, and the Browns are the 4th worst team, giving up tight end points at 13 points a game. Escobar on the keeper. 2nd and goal for the Eagles. Escobar on the keeper. Taken down by number 82, DeSario. 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Eagles. Escobar on the carry. 4:06 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The score is Eagles 19, Hawks 14. Escobar to attempt the extra point. And the extra point attempt is blocked. Hazard on the block. Bunton on the return. First and 10 for the Hawks. Ball on their own 30-yard line. Muse on the carry. Face mask on the Eagles. Good for a Hawk first down. Ball plays to the 50-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Flag on the play. Face mask on the defense. First and 10 for the Hawks. Ball on the Eagle 46-yard line. 3:32 remaining in the third quarter. Hazard on the keeper. Driven out of bounds by number 7, Strickland for the Eagles. First down for the Hawks. Hazard on the carry. Gain of 6 on the play brings up a 2nd and 4 for the Hawks. Ball on the Eagle 21-yard line. Timeout, Hawks. That is their first. They have 2 remaining in the game. Hazard on the carry. And that carry is good for a Hawk first down. The Hawks drive back into the Heinz red zone. J.P. Stevens, the only high school in America with the Heinz red zone. Heinz, the producers of 57 different varieties of condiments, some of which can be had at the Extra Point Club. And not to mention, at the Extra Point Club, you can pick up the finest Mars products that the Mars Wrigley Company provides. The finest confectionery products, Snickers, Twix, Milky Way. Don't eat Hershey, that's poison. The Extra Point Club selling your fine Mars Wrigley products. Muse on the last carry, good for a gain of 3, brings up a 2nd and 7. Hazard on the carry, taken down in the backfield by number 54, Long. Hazard on the carry. Taken down by number 52, Kenny McGuire of the Eagles. And that horn brings an end to the third quarter with the score Eagles 19, Hawks 14. Stay tuned for this war of attrition between these two Middlesex County powerhouses. Hazard's pass intended for number 32, Desario, falls incomplete. That's a turnover on downs. Will be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. And the crippler, Benoit, continuing to bulldoze, drives the ball up to about the 41-yard line. Gain of 13 on the play, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. No gain on that last play, brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Benoit again driving. Official timeout. First and 10 for the Eagles. Escobar's pass intended for Kai falls incomplete. Zaranchev and Kim on coverage. Escobar on the carry. Taylor and Apoko on the stop for the Hawks. Brings up a 3rd and 8 for the Eagles. Ball just inside the Hawk 40-yard line. Escobar on the carry. Taken down by number 51, Taylor for the Hawks. Brings up a 4th and long for the Eagles. Sigliano back to receive the punt. Kai to punt off for the Eagles. Taken down in the backfield. Desario and Martinez on the pressure. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. Ball placed on the Eagle 33-yard line. Mr. Ronco's last fantasy pickup of the week looked to Vernon Davis of the Washington Redskins playing the New York Giants tonight. The Giants give up the most points to tight ends in fantasy. Good for probably a touchdown and 80 yards receiving. Hazard's pass intended for number 24, Bunton, falls incomplete, brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Hawks. Tisdale and Grant on the coverage for the Eagles. Muse on the carry. Driving the pile forward, good for a gain of 5 on the play. Long on the stop for the Eagles. Brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Hawks. Turnover. Ball recovered by the Eagles. First and 10 for the Eagles. Ball on their own 37-yard line. Benoit on the carry. Mersala and Apoko on the stop for the Hawks. Slight gain of a yard on the play brings up a 2nd and 9 for the Eagles. Gilliam on the carry. Zaranchev and Mersala on the stop for the Hawks. Official timeout. Escobar's pass intercepted by number 3, Zaranchev. Turnover. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. 27 yards return on that interception. Hazard on the carry. Gain of 3 on the play brings up a 2nd and 7 for the Hawks. Flag on the play. Full start on the offense. 5-yard penalty on the play. Hughes on the carry. No gain on the play. 3rd and long for the Hawks. Hazard's pass intended for number 7, Folks, falls incomplete. Brings up a 4th and long for the Hawks. Hazard's pass intended for number 7, Folks, falls incomplete. Foroma on the coverage for the Eagles. Turnover on downs. Benoit on the carry. Desario on the tackle for the Hawks. Gain of 4 on the play brings up a 2nd and 6 for the Eagles. 3:45 remain in the game. Benoit on the carry. Number 2, Grant on the carry. Taken down by Zaranchev. Brings up a 1st and goal for the Eagles. Benoit on the carry. Brings up a 2nd and goal. Miller on the tackle for the Hawks. Benoit on the carry. Toteja on the stop for the Hawks. Timeout, Eagles. That is their second. They have one remaining in the game. Escobar on the carry, good for an Eagle touchdown. And with 1:17 remaining in the game, the score currently is Eagles 25, Hawks 14. And the extra point attempt is blocked.
That's just like the block that he's doing. That's a punt. What are you doing? That's 2 points. That's 2 fucking points.
No, we're going to replay it.
Attention football fans. The Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings are tied up at 0 apiece in the 12:30 game. Inadvertent whistle. The play must be replayed. Escobar to attempt the extra point. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, immediately following the end of today's game, stay tuned for the awarding of the King of the Limb Trophy. Escobar's extra point attempt is good. And so, with 1:17 remaining in today's game, the score is Edison Eagles 26, JP Stevens Hawks 14. Zranchev on the return. Brings the ball up to about the 32-yard line. 1:09 remaining in today's game. Hazard's pass complete to Folks. Good for a gain of 9 on the play. Brings up a 2nd and 1. Ball on the Hawk 42-yard line. 46 seconds remain in today's game. Pass incomplete. Brings up a 3rd and 1. Hazard's pass falls incomplete. Pass intended for number 7, Folks. Brings up a 4th and 1 for the Hawks. 34 seconds remain in the game. Hazard on the carry. Good for a Hawk first down. 23 seconds remaining in the game. Hazard on the carry. Taken down by number 3 for the Eagles. And that horn brings an end to the game. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. The final score is Edison Eagles 26, JP Stevens Hawks 14. On behalf of Ms. Polakowski, the principal of JP Stevens, Ms. McKee, the athletic director of JP Stevens, Mr. White, and myself, we'd like to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Best to you and your families this holiday season. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, to stop on by the guidance office. Pick up a tag for a needy family in the Edison area. Edison Cares. Support your local school and local community. Penalty on both teams. An untimed down must be played. Pass complete, and that brings an end to today's game.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. The final score is Edison Eagles 26, KBC Hawks 13.